Oh, morning everybody, it's Pete Turner here from Turnaround Investments. I'm a property developer in Sheffield, and yeah, I'm growing the portfolio quite nicely at the moment. So this is my weekly update of the things that are happening for Turnaround Property. So the first thing is that the Rotherham BRRR project is going really well. So Mick's been on the house this week, so we managed to strip out all the wallpaper downstairs, and today we're going back to do all the bedrooms, so bedrooms 1 and 2 today. And then Sam, my son-in-law to be, is going in Monday and Tuesday to start stripping out on the landing. And then once the whole stairs and landing are done, that's the house completely stripped. So the good thing about that is that once me, Mitch and Sam have finished stripping out all the wallpaper, and thank you for the team that came over to help as well, that was really useful. Once that stripping's done, it's kind of over to Mick them for a few weeks to finish off building the 2 walls, pulling the 2 fireplaces out, and then fully replastering. So he's going to put plaster on every wall and every ceiling in the house. Thankfully the plaster isn't too bad, apart from one of the bedrooms upstairs that's had a leak in the past, and we were able to pull off most of the wallpaper without damaging the walls, which is a real achievement. I don't know, in the Rosegarth house that I did, we used steamers and they pulled off a lot of the plaster, so a lot of it needed patching up before it could be skimmed. But in this particular house we've managed to use just sponges and strippers, and although it's been difficult, it saved us on the plastering, so I'm really pleased about that. So that's good. So just bring you a little bit closer. So next steps on that is that Mick's going to build 2 walls downstairs for the 2 bedrooms. I've asked him to make the width of them 10 feet on each one and have a 900mm corridor, that's the legal minimum for corridors, and then have a diagonal door to each of those so that we maximise the amount of space in the room. The thing with HMO rooms is that you get more money the bigger the room size. So in this particular case we want to try and make the rooms as big as possible and the corridors as small as possible. So Mick's got to create those 2 rooms downstairs, because currently they're open, and then put diagonal door frames in so we can fit the fire doors that we're buying in. So little trick on fire doors, you can get 2 widths in fire doors. The first width is 44mm. You have to have specific fire door frames for those that are wider, so that the doors fit in the opening. And then there are 35mm fire doors that fit in your current frame, so I'd always look out for those ones where you can, so that you can fit fire doors into your current frames. So they're FD30s. On 4-bed multi-lets there's no HMO licence needed, so none of these things are required, but for fire safety for 4 residents, I want to make sure that if there is a fire they can get out in good time and not have any problems. So for the fire eggs you need exits, front door and back door, so we're creating the corridor in place in order to make that happen for the tenants. And then we're fitting the number pad locks on each door and the thumb turn locks on each external door, so that when they get to the front door and back door they can just get out without needing a key. Then Mick's going to pinkboard up the cellar ceiling and cellar stairs, and that's so that if there is a fire it doesn't take out the stairs while people are trying to exit. So it's quite important regulation to make sure that people can get out without there being a problem of not being able to escape properly. So it's one of the key fire safety measures. So once that plastering's done, then me, Mitch and Sam can get on with the painting. So we're going to do white throughout and then accessorising the rooms for the colour, and then we're going to go for some flooring. So we'll probably go for like a caramel colour on the floors. We really like those carpets, and we find the grey a little bit too monochrome with the white, so it just adds a little bit of colour to the room. and then we're going to use a furniture hire company this time to bring in our furniture and pay on a monthly basis to cut down the capital needed in the project. We've had the boiler done already. We've done that on a finance deal at 30 quid a month. So we end up paying around about £2,000 over the 5-year term, but we're only paying £30 a month for those, which split over the 4 rooms is good value. And then we'll probably get a finance deal on the flooring as well, so we don't have to find that cost either. So next steps, the roofer's going next week to give us a proper quote for repair for all the roof, and then he'll guarantee that roof for a while, and then we'll get the painting done. While we're doing the painting, Mick is going to do the kitchen and bathroom fit. So once all the plastering's done, all the painting's done, all the bathroom and kitchen are done, and then the roof's done, then we're just into snagging and hopefully get the rooms let out October time, maybe late October, to get the rooms let, and then run with the refinance then in order to bring the money back on the BRR and pay back our JV partners Josh and Lauren. So yeah, everything's going really well on that, and it's going to schedule at the moment, which is good. I might do a quick video on the project plan and the budgets at some point on the computer, if we can sort out some screen sharing software. Okay, so I've decided to sell my first house that I renovated in 2019 when I went full in, to property. The house is in a real area that's grown in value since I refurbed the house in 2019. We bought the house at 140. It was a deceased estate and fully renovated the house. It's on my turnaround.life website if you want to have a look at it, before and after videos. And that house has really grown in value over the last 2 years, and the value increased to 190 revalue on the remortgage in 2020, and last week it was revalued at 210. So the reason that I'm selling that house is that I've got to a stage with Turnaround Limited where I'm low on capital. I want to go bigger and look at bigger deals, bigger projects and development, but I just don't have the capital in the business to make that happen. So what I've decided to do is to sell Rosegarth. So the mortgage is currently 135 on Rosegarth after the revalue at 190, and I'm looking to get that revalued up to its true value at 210, and then I've got a mortgage of 135. So in total, so 210 minus 135 gives me, like, I'll be able to pull out around 70 grand once everything's finalised with the sale. And then what I'm looking at is I'm looking at changing my wife's car. So we've got an Audi TT 3.2 V6 at the moment, but we're looking to move into electric vehicles with the tax regulations, and I'll be making around 13 grand profit on Rosegarth on this particular, not 13 grand profit, but 13 grand in tax, corp tax. So I'm looking to offset a big part of that by buying a Tesla Model 3 for the wife through the business, and using that as company car, and then offsetting that 7 or 8 grand in tax against the profits that we're going to make out of Rosegarth. So we need to replace the car anyway. I'm going to keep the TT because it's going to go up in value over time, because it's the V6 3.2 Quattro. Plus it's a lot of fun, but we'll probably replace it with the long range Tesla, because it's got like 400 brake horsepower or something ridiculous. So yeah, that'll be fun anyway. I'm driving a new EV hopefully in the future. I'm going bigger on my deal selling, so I'm looking at deals over 500,000 on the deal selling side and passing those over to Mo on Action Invest. And I'm working with my 3 mentees. So one of them is refinancing the house at the moment, pulling equity out, and the other 2 are looking at deals and finding deals at the moment. So yes, that's all for now. It's time to turn around your property life, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.